Welcome to the Life After Plus One podcast, where we turn life's lemons into delightful lemonade. Get ready for inspiring stories, uplifting conversations, and all the tips and tricks to rock your single parent journey with style. I'm your host, Leanne, and it's time to embrace the adventure of Life After Plus One. So, let's dive in. Hello, welcome back to Life After Plus One. I'm Leanne, your podcast host and your single parent mentor. And before I dive into today's episode, just want to remind you all that if you're in need of some extra support or help to walk you through your single parent journey, I have a whole range of services available on my website, lifeafterplusone.com. Head over there. I've got a free discovery chat if you want to get on board and just get a feel for it and see if this is the right vibe for you. I've also got my Instagram page. I have a lot of behind the scenes chat. I ask a lot of questions and interact with my followers. So head on over there at Life After Plus One. All the links there are in the show notes. So if you're not following me on Instagram, get on over there and give us a follow. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's dive into today's episode. And today I want to talk about appreciating where we're at. Just sitting back and appreciating where we are today. So I just wanted to do a little short one, but a good one, just to give you that little hit of single parent motivation that you need. Now, the reason for this episode is it's very easy to get in the mind frame of wanting more, wanting something else, wanting something better. Oh, I wish I had a partner. Oh, I wish I had a bigger home. I wish I earned more money. I wish. Grass is always greener, isn't it? We always want something more. I do it. We all do it. It's easy to get in the habit, but we need to learn to step back and just enjoy where we're at. Enjoy the process of being a single parent, because it's so easy to get in that mind frame of constantly wanting to look for a partner, constantly wanting something else. And then we get it. And then we look back and go, oh, I kind of wish I was single. I liked that I had my time to myself. Or I liked that I had that small house. It didn't have to clean as much. It was easier to maintain. Oh, I liked that I had that older car. That wasn't as expensive, and it was just easy to drive and park because it was smaller. Those are just a few examples, but just learning to appreciate where we are. And there's nothing wrong with having goals and wanting more in life. We all have goals. We all want to strive for bigger and better. That's a big part of life, finding out why we're here and what we can achieve and tick off those goals. But in the process of it all, we need to just step back and take our time and learn just to go, okay, this is where I am and I'm okay with that. It's so easy to get stuck in hustle mode and work mode and mum mode. And especially as a single parent, you're constantly go. And majority of our time is spent looking after our kids, doing what they want. But we don't get the opportunity just to step back and go, that was a nice day. I'm really happy with things. It's a really good week. Just to step back and enjoy. And as a single parent, it's quite easy to get in that mode. Well, it's all a bit of a funny topic of discussion at the moment, isn't it? With that whole dating world debacle. It's a real interesting topic of discussion. But people are constantly trying to find someone because they feel like they shouldn't be alone. Are they finding someone for the right reason? Or are they finding someone because they're just not appreciating where they're at and they just want to have that extra person in their life? And like I said, the grass is always greener. You can jump into a relationship with someone and the next minute be like, oh, fuck, I wish I had my nights for it again. Now that I've got this person around, I don't get any time to myself. It's either my kids, and then when my kids are at the other parents, I've got them here, the new partner, and I don't get time to myself. And that also comes down to another episode topic that I've discussed about setting boundaries and explaining yourself in the beginning of a relationship so you don't fall into that trap again. But learn to love your life as a single parent. Learn to love where you're at. Now, I went for a walk this morning and I was in a bit of a funny headspace. And where I am, I'm pretty lucky. I'm very close to the beach and I'm very close to the lake. And I normally go for a beach walk. But the last couple of days, I've decided to mix it up and go for a walk on the lake. And today when I went for my walk, I just was listening to my podcast, not my one, but I listened to some of the other ones I listen to. If you want to know what I listen to, shoot me a DM on Insta and I'll let you know what I listen to. But I was listening to one of the podcasts that I listen to, and I stopped at the end of the walk and I did a little 5 meditation, and I was just sitting there thinking, I'm pretty damn lucky to be I'm in walking distance to the lake, and like a 4-minute drive to the beach. It's pretty lucky. And this is what I'm getting at here. We need to focus on what's good in our life and appreciate where we're at. It's so easy to get into that quick, constantly go, go, go mode, and you're not appreciating anything about your life. You're not stepping back and enjoying anything about your life. And going back to being a single parent, when you're constantly go, 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 and then when you do get time to stop, do you spend it sitting there swiping online dating, trying to find someone else? Maybe you should spend it appreciating your alone time. Now, I have no issues with anyone wanting to find a partner or meeting someone new in their lives. And that's amazing that you're ready to take that next step. But for those of you that are happily single or still not happily yet, but you are single, then learn to focus on the good in this situation. Because being single and being alone is not a bad thing. Because there's so much you can do in this time when you're on your own that you possibly wouldn't be able to do with a partner. And that's not saying that you're probably going to get a partner that's controlling and won't let you do anything, or it's more so related to when you have a partner, your lives do get busier, especially if they have kids. You're then working around your work, you're working around your kids, you're then working around trying to fit your new partner in and allocating time for them. And when do you get time for yourself? You may still be able to get some, but the time you get to yourself is probably minimal after everything else. So instead of sitting there saying, I wish I had this or I wish I had that, focus on what you can do now and what you can appreciate now. This is your time whilst you're single to do things in your life that you probably haven't had a chance to do. I've done so many things in my life and I've done it alone. And I remember I was divorced years back. I got married when I was young. I met him when I was 17, but I didn't get married. I was in my early 20s and then I got divorced probably in my mid 20s. And I remember when I divorced him, I went through a period where I just did everything on my own. I did the Harbour Bridge climb on my own. I did, I don't think it's there anymore, but for those of you that live in New South Wales, there was an aquarium at Manly and you could do the shark dive and the stingray. Some people might think, oh, it's not really a shark dive, they're only small baby ones, but I know, back then it was cool. So I did that and I did that on my own. And I have done a lot of things like that and I did it on my own. And for me, there was probably a couple of reasons behind that. One, because that relationship, that marriage that I was in, it was a very controlling one. And any friends that I had before meeting him, I pretty much lost. He was very controlling. I didn't really get to see my friends. And I stupidly allowed that because I was so young and I didn't know any different. I didn't know how to handle that situation in the right way. Mind you, this is going back nearly 20 years ago. So you can't compare it to where I am now. But I did a lot of things on my own because I'd lost all my friends and I was just trying to reclaim my identity and I was learning to love being single. I had been with this guy since I'd left high school. I met him probably a few weeks after leaving year 12 and it was a very controlling relationship. So when we broke up, I just ran riot. I went and bought a new car. I went to Thailand with a girlfriend of mine. I did all this stuff. I just lived life to the fullest. And it was freaking amazing. I spent a shit ton of money in the process, but fuck, I had a good time. And that's what I'm getting at with appreciating where you're at now. And mind you, my life is a little bit different now. I have had another relationship since then with my daughter's father. I have dated a bit in between there. But since having my daughter and breaking up with him and being a mum, I have been even more so independent, even more so. And it's these times that I've been single that I've achieved so much in my life. Starting a business, doing travel, so much that I've done with my life. And in my situation, it probably was related to the men that were holding me back, which was a me issue. I should not have allowed that. And nowadays, if I was in a relationship, there would be no way I would allow that. There'd be no way I'd let a man stop me from pursuing my dreams, where I did in the past. But there are other situations where it does happen where you do get stopped because you've got another partner in your life or a partner in your life. But it's not necessarily because they're stopping you. It's because of time restraints. And then eventually when you've been with them for a while, you've met their kids and vice versa, and you start to do things together as a family and you're like, holy shit, where's my time? I was going to go on a holiday with my friends and now I can't do that. And you know what? That does scare me a little bit. I've always thought about taking a few weekend trips on my own, and I want to do a few things with my daughter this year and holidays with her. But then I'm like, what if I meet someone? How am I going to fit that in? How am I going to make that work? But we do make it work. But it is a little bit harder, which is why it's so important to appreciate where we're at now. Appreciate what we can do with our lives now as a single parent, instead of wishing you had something else, instead of wishing you had something more, instead of wishing you had more money in your bank account. And this is also a really great time to do fun things with the kids. Create new memories. Do fun activities. And so often I see people say, and I hear comments, oh, I hate being single. I hate it. I'm so alone. Why? Why? Are you relying on a new partner to make you feel better? If you're hating where you're at, then how is another person going to make that better for you? So then once you break up, you're going to feel like that again? Start enjoying where you're at. Start enjoying that. There is so much to do in life, and that you can do it on your own. It's 100%, it's nice to have someone helping you. It is nice. Like, fuck, I washed my car the other day. Well, just yesterday, actually. And that's one job I really hate doing. I normally just take it and get it washed, but I thought, I'm going to wash it myself. Got my little step ladder out because I couldn't reach the roof, and holy shit, it was a task. And I'd love to have somebody help me with stuff like that, but I don't. So you make do. I don't sit there and go, oh my God, I can't believe I've got to do this. I'm so pissed off. You make the most of where you're at. You make the most of it. And there is a lot of things that you can do on your own. You don't necessarily need someone with you. Go to the beach. Go chill out of an afternoon if you get some free time to yourself. Go sit down and have a beer or have a glass of wine. Have a lunch on your own. That's nice. I've done that a few times. Just gone out somewhere and just had a nice lunch on my own. Mind you, it is hard in those places where you've got to get up and get your food and get your drink, because then you can lose your table. That's a bit awkward sometimes. But it's nice to do that. You don't have to worry about anyone. You can just sit there and zone out. Enjoy your time. Appreciate where you are. Sadly, I do think that a lot of the reason that people can't enjoy where they're at is because there is a shame and there is that stigma that comes with single parenting. It's not cool to be a single parent. You're looked down on to be a single parent. Well, fuck that, I say. I don't let anyone look down on me. Some people might try to, but that's okay. That's their issues. Why are they looking down? And why do they think they're better? No one is better. Just because you're in a relationship longer than somebody else doesn't make you better than anybody else. So don't let the fact that you're a single parent and the stigma that goes with it make you feel like you can't enjoy your time as a single parent. Get out and make new friends. Join a gym, join a class, join a hobby. Find something to do whilst you are single. And as I'm saying, I have no issues if you want to go out and continue your online dating or continue meeting people. Do that by all means, but also learn to appreciate where you are. And not to mention, self-care is so important. So important. And this is your time to start looking after your needs. Start focusing on what you want and what makes you feel good. If it's just sitting on the beach for 5 minutes before you do school pickup, then go do it. Go do it. This is your time to look after you. You want to sit down at night time and do a face mask or whatever else? Do it. And as I've said in previous episodes, this is your time to step back and reflect on your previous relationship. What can you learn about yourself? How can you grow as a person? There's so much valuable lessons that you can take away in this time frame of being a single parent. And it not only helps you as a person, as a friend, but it helps you as a mother and as a partner. And that's priceless. They're invaluable lessons. And this is your time to make the most of that. Appreciate this time being single. And it can get difficult, or you might have those moments when you're out with a group of friends and you might be the only single person. Or you might get invited to a wedding or to an event and you're invited to bring a +1. But you don't have a +1. And then that makes you feel uncomfortable, or that makes you feel left out. So do you know what you do? You focus on where you're at. You don't have a partner, and that's okay. So you're going to go in there and you're going to have a kick-ass time knowing that you don't have to worry about anybody else. Because you could be in that situation where you do have a partner with you and then maybe you can't drink because you've got to drive. And so maybe, not that I'm encouraging or saying that the only way you can have fun is by drinking, but maybe you do like to get out every now and then. And this is your only chance to get out and catch up with friends and have a drink, but you can't do it because you're designated driver. Or maybe you feel like you can't be yourself around your new partner, so you've got to be all serious. You can't act the way you would normally do with your mates as what you do when you have a partner there, which makes you question why you would have a partner the way you can't act yourself around, but that's another topic. So if you're invited to somewhere and you're being asked to bring a +1 and you don't have one, again, just focus on where you're at and appreciate where you're at and go, you know what, that's okay. I'm going to go into this and I'm going to have a kick-ass time because I don't have to worry about anybody else. I'm here on my own and I may even meet somebody else when I'm out. You have no one holding you back. And again, I'm not saying that when you're in a relationship with someone, they're always holding you back. And I'm not saying it's a negative thing, but you have control over your night or your day, whatever the event is. You can do it how you want. If you want to act like you're 17 years old and stay out to 5 o'clock in the morning, you can do that. But good chance if you're with a partner, you probably wouldn't. Again, not that I'm encouraging party or whatever. It's just what I'm trying to get at here is focus on the positives of the situation, which is you can do it your way. If you drink too much, you don't have a partner sitting there, I think you need to slow down now. Mind you, that's probably a good thing in some situations to have someone tell you to stop or slow down. But when you're in a situation and you're a single parent and you just feel like you were in another scenario, you wished you had a partner, you wished you had something else, I want you to step back and just appreciate where you're at. Maybe step back and look at the relationship you just left and think to yourself, do you want that again? Is that what you want? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you didn't break up by choice and you do want that back. But what I'm getting at here is focus on the good in your current situation. Don't keep wishing for something else that you don't have. Don't put a negative title over being a single parent because it's not negative and there's nothing bad about it. There's no shame to it. There's no shame turning up to an event when you're on your own. At least you're not going to be one of those couples that's at the event that's going to be fighting together or walking out miserable. You see that, it happens. There's always at least one couple in an event, isn't there, that's unhappy or they're fighting. See, that's another positive you can take away from that situation. You don't have to worry about being in that position because you don't have someone else there that you need to worry about. Now, again, I feel like I'm relating everything about being with a partner in a negative way, and I'm not, but I'm just trying to direct the positives onto being there on your own because there are lots of positives in being with a partner, but there are also lots of positives on being on your own. And that's what I'm trying to put the attention on, and that's what I'm focusing on here. And when you do have a partner and go to these events, then you can put all these tools together that you've taken away from these podcasts and you can learn to have an amazing relationship. But until then, you're going to learn to focus on enjoying your single parent journey. And to do that, you need to appreciate where you are and stop wishing you had something else. Even if your ex has moved on and has got a partner and you sit there and think to yourself, well, fuck, how did they get a new partner so quickly? Or why am I not good enough to have a partner, but they get a partner? Well, what makes you think they're better than you because they got a partner? They may just be good at manipulating them. That's why they've got a partner so quickly. They might not be so fussy and just be wanting to look for anyone. They may not be having set standards when they're looking for a specific person. They may just be looking for anyone. It doesn't matter why they have a partner. And definitely don't let that make you feel less than because they have a partner and you don't. You need to enjoy the fact that you can go and do your life. You can go on holidays on your own. You can go study. You can take the kids wherever you want. You can just get up at 10 o'clock in the morning one day and say, right, kids, we're leaving the house in half an hour. We're going for a drive. Get ready. And I've done that so many times. Randomly get up and just make random decisions. And it's harder to do that when you have a partner. Some people are so scheduled and they need to know everything beforehand. But when you're on your own, you don't need to worry about that. You've got the kids, you make the rules, off you go. And that's just it. So yes, there are a lot of positives to being in a relationship. But whilst you're a single parent, you need to focus on the positives about being a single parent. And there are lots of them. So don't get yourself in a situation where you're comparing your life to somebody else because they're in a relationship or you're not. Or you're comparing yourself because you don't have a +1 to an event or because you don't have the car that you wanted or the house that you wanted or the job that you wanted or whatever else. It doesn't matter. Just focus on where you're at and appreciate where you're at and be grateful for where you're at. And if you want more, then go back to my goal setting episode and start setting some goals and plan something big and exciting to do whilst you're a single parent. But until then, let's find the good in this situation. Let's find the good in being a single parent. Stop focusing on the negative. Stop focusing on what's not working. Stop focusing on what you don't like. Start doing the opposite. Focus on what is working. Focus on what you do like. Focus on what you are happy about. And I guarantee that will make your life so much easier. Instead of thinking, oh my God, fuck, I just want some more money in my bank account. Or fuck, I just want this person to leave me alone. Or fuck, be happy that maybe somebody is annoying you in life, but you've got a lot of other good friends that you can rely on, that you can fall back on. There's always a positive that you can flip the situation with. So that's all I wanted to say today. Just learn to appreciate your single parent journey. It is fun, but if you're going to focus on the negative of it all and you're going to look at something to complain about with everything that you do, then you're not going to enjoy it. You're going to be one of the ones that says, I hate being single, I hate being alone, I hate it. Why? Get out of that headspace and start focusing on the positive side of it. And I'll say it one more time. Focus on what's working for you. Focus on what's going right. Focus on what you enjoy and what's making you happy and what you're grateful for. And I guarantee you your single parent journey will be 1,000 times better and 1,000 times happier. So guys, that's it from me today. But if you want to share your stories of something that you're loving as a single parent, something that you're really enjoying, something that you're grateful for, something that you're really appreciative of, then send it through to my Instagram page, shoot me a DM, or send me a message from my website. I want to hear your stories of something that you're loving as a single parent. Or even better yet, I have a free Facebook page. It's called Life After Plus One Single Parent Support Group. Jump over there, share your stories there. It's an open group where everyone can talk and have a discussion. Let's get everyone on board and let's hear your stories. And lastly, if you are loving the show, then you know the drill. Jump on, give us a review, share it to your single parent friends and get them on board. Okay, guys, that's it from me today. Thank you all, and I hope you all got something from this episode. And until next week, I'll be in your ears then. Thank you for joining us on the Life After Plus One podcast. If you loved what you heard today and looking for some further support, then jump onto our website, lifeafterplusone.com. Plus, don't forget to check out our Instagram page for further resources and inspo. You can find all the links in the show notes. And remember, you're not alone on this path. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And in the meantime, keep thriving, keep growing, and keep exploring your amazing life after plus one.